There's no shame in clout chasing. That's what the industry is.
Do you cook sinigang?
I do. I don't think it's the best though. I like it more when other people cook it for me.
Have you ever had any plastic surgery?
No.
Okay.
But I also don't like that they see it in a negative way. Kung nagpagawa. If that makes the person happy, then...
Do you see yourself as an overachiever?
Yes.
No,
I knew he was gonna say that kasi yung heart ko biglang gumaga. Everybody says I'm such a Capricorn, so I feel so guilty about it. But I think I'm an overachiever, but then I wouldn't die or punish myself if I don't achieve something. I think I've only learned that in the past maybe 3 or 4 years, because before that, in showbiz, I was hard on myself, I would say, and it wasn't good for my mental health.
Yeah. You not sugarcoat?
No. I'm actually too honest for my own good.
Pessimistic. Do you always assume the worst?
Yes. Always expect for something to go wrong. That way when something goes wrong, I'm not like, oh my god, something went wrong.
Do you think having a beautiful face is an advantage in the industry?
Yes. I would be lying if I didn't say I'm privileged because I look the way I look. That would be insensitive and unrealistic. Do I think that it should be that way? No, I think it should be more accepting for people who have more than just looks, that are talent. Yes, I think it is an advantage, but I wish it wasn't.
Your grandparents took care of you when you were younger. May resentment ka ba sa parents mo since they should be the ones taking care of you?
Yes. I never had the type of relationship with my parents where we would talk about
anything,
deep things. When I talk to them now, I talk to them like a friend. I don't talk to them like a child. If I just bring up the resentment and everything, it won't get resolved in a month because the situation won't change. I guess there would be peace in my heart, but I feel content with whatever it is that I have. I mean, they give their opinions, pero hindi sila nakikialam ng decisions ko. Like when I started out with showbiz, yung grandpa ko, he was against it kasi I told him when I was young I wanted to be a doctor. Tapos parang na-sad siya na I wasn't going to be a doctor anymore. All the stuff that the personal stuff I want for myself, like living in my own place, or just personal lujos.
Spoiler ka ba?
Yes. Every time I buy a bag, I have to think about if it's worth it for me to spend that much money on something when it could be going to something else.
But what's the most expensive thing that you've ever bought yourself?
My car. For sure. I had a personal car, but I sold it recently. I'm very grateful for everything that I give them. But I realized these past few years na kailangan ko i-tame yun. Because usually pag Christmas, bibilhan ko sila ng 5 to 10 gifts at a time. Ang bata hindi pala ma-appreciate if they have a lot of things.
You have a blended family setup.
So there's 4 of us on my dad's side and 8 of us on my mom's side. As much as I want to be close to them, they're adults now. Lalo na my sister after Justin, my brother. And I feel like there's a barrier.
Your popularity blew up dahil sa Forevermore. Did you expect that the show will be successful?
No. Because I didn't understand showbiz like that before. I don't know, kasi nakikita ko naman that there were shows that, honestly, Ken used to do with other female celebrities of my batch, and some of them took off, some of them didn't. So I didn't know if I was going to be that case as well.
Kathniel, Liz Ken, Jadine.
It became a competition of who could make more hits, I guess, especially with movies. I don't see it as a healthy competition when money is involved.
Do they until now?
To be honest, I don't know. I stay off of social media. I don't read comments. I don't go on Twitter anymore. I had an addiction to Twitter, actually. I had an addiction to reading hate comments or anything negative about me.
Ano ba yung mga gusto mong gawin na hindi mo nagawa because you were part of a love team?
At the time when I was in a love team, hindi ko naisip na problema siya. Actually, yung Hello Love Goodbye ni Catherine and Alden was actually offered to Ken and I first. I wanted to do that movie so bad, but then they were like, there's another project lined up for the both of you. Tapos, while we were doing Bagani, nabalitaan ko that they offered it to Catherine and Ken.
Oh!
And that scared the shit out of me. I was like, why did they do that? I asked them to save the project for me and Ken. Parang, please wait first. Because they told us then nung pinitch sa amin na hindi pwedeng gawin agad. Kasi they have they have to develop it more.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, we'll wait for it. Please hold it for us. And then nalaman ko na lang bigla that they were offering it to Ken still, but with Catherine.
Yeah.
And I was scared that, like, after Bagani, and then when I do Darna, wala na yung Liz Ken. And for me, I didn't want to do that to the fans, but also Ken was my comfort zone. And it wasn't till later that I realized, oh my God, ang dami kong hindi nagawa sa career ko. And that's why everybody, I think, takes for granted my talent or acting capabilities because they've only seen me in a love team.
Were you ever scolded by a director or co-worker because hindi mo nagagawa ng tama yung scene?
Oh yeah. Till this day, pag nakikita ko siya, nanginginig ako. Sinigawan niya ako sa harapan ng buong barangay. Tapos sabi niya, eto ba ang artista? Hindi ako mabigyan ng isang take. Because I couldn't speak Tagalog yet. And then I couldn't say my lines properly.
Nakipagplastikan ka na ba sa isang katrabaho?
Gusto ko lang sabihin ng plastic mo. No, because I'm usually like okay with everyone. It's probably only 2 celebrities in showbiz that I don't get along with, or I didn't get along with. One was like way above my age, one was my age. In both situations, hinarap ko sila, like kinausap ko sila ng very maturely. After a big life-changing event happened to her, I reached out and I was like, I hope we can put everything in the past. I hope we're okay, and I hope you're okay. There was a director that said that to me though, and it hurt, it crushed my soul. There was something that happened on the set na na-disappoint siya, but it was mainly a misunderstanding. Tapos sabi niya, out of everyone, hindi ko akalain ikaw yung lalaki yung ulo. So, I said sorry, and then I think it was because of the toxicity of the set. So we didn't become like super okay until after the show, I would say. There's no harm in, like, there's no shame in clout chasing. That's what the industry is. Especially, that's what I don't get actually about the Philippines. Everybody's so afraid of social climbing or clout chasing. But our industry is all about exposure and collaboration, and that's what I love about America. They don't see it as clout chasing. They see it as you getting the bag. They see it as you working hard to achieve your goals. So if, yes, I'm meeting with these international celebrities, yes, I'm doing that because I want to gain knowledge through them. I want to gain collaborations, more fans, hopefully, if they like what I do. If they don't like what I do, that's okay too. Pero yes, I do use their clout to help myself, and that's how it should be in entertainment, I think.
Have you met a personality that made you feel genuinely starstruck?
Yes, Blackpink. Oh my gosh, they were so nice. That was like not just for clout. Obviously, I really wanted to meet them. Like I'm so starstruck by them and everything that they've achieved, and just in awe. And I'm genuinely a fan of their music. So
You have downgraded nung lumipat ka ng management.
yes. People don't think that my new management is taking care of me, or like they just say that parang pinabayaan ko na yung career ko, or like they don't know what they're doing, which is probably true. Like Careless is a new and upcoming company, but it doesn't mean that they're not taking care of me. They probably don't know how showbiz is supposed to be or how to handle a talent like me because they've never experienced it. But there's no harm in trying to learn throughout the process. But one thing is for sure, they do take good care of me. I'm not abandoning it totally, so I still want to be able to do stuff here by leveraging my, what I've achieved as an actress here. Pero for the next few years, ang focus ko talaga is in Hollywood because there's a lot of work to be done. I'm a nobody there, so I still have to work hard, put in a lot of time and effort. And I can't do that if I'm maintaining a career over here. But I still want to keep in touch with my fan base here. And then siguro, this is why I'm doing this with you, because this is a way of me this is a way for me to let them know that I'm still here, that I still care about them, and that I still care about like my career in the Philippines and everything. Pero iba lang yung focus ngayon.
With such a huge following, do you have a Finsta?
Probably 90 to 100. It's more for stalking them than it is for me. I don't post anything on my Finsta. Like I used to post, but like probably once every 6 months. It's really not for me to post anything. I just like stalking other people.
You also have your own podcast, An Open Mind with Liza Soberano. Is there any pressure for you to be a role model to people your age?
Yes. Kasi I want to be able to use my platform to do good and to influence people, to influence and empower people. And so parang it's a waste of platform if I'm not using it to help people out in a meaningful way. And so that's why I joined Mind You and also Save the Children. And actually yun yung focus ko here in the Philippines mainly is my philanthropy work. Kind of sad that people think hindi natuloy yung mga project namin because of me when that's not true. Like even with the cancellation of Make It With You, I was willing to continue it, and it was an uncertain time. Tapos the story wouldn't have made sense anymore kasi lahat ng senior citizens na kasama namin hindi pwedeng mag-taping, lahat ng bata hindi pwede. And so majority of the cast were seniors or kids.
Yeah.
And then
so kayong dalawa na lang yung matitira.
Yeah, kaming dalawa na lang. And I was like, it doesn't make sense for us to continue the story, and I don't want to work on it para lang masabi na may ginagawa kami. I thought like I wanted a fresh start to everything, and so I archived all my posts. I didn't delete them, don't worry. And I'll bring them back eventually when I'm ready. And even my YouTube, I unlisted everything. I think it's time that people see me in a different light.
Did you ever get an abortion?
No. I was accused of that during the time when I got operated on in the States for my finger. I was so frustrated about that because I got injured on the set of Pagani. I wasn't allowed to talk about it for some reason because I had to go to the States and I wasn't posting for a long time. Kasi paano ako magpo-post? I was wearing a cast and I was always sick because I was taking antibiotics constantly. And then I don't know if he was a reporter. He started making accusations towards me, and they were like blind items. Hindi niya ako ni-name drop, pero super obvious. He was like saying like yung Darna na hindi lumipad, chu. It was so sad because the day that he did that, I was literally being rolled into the operating room. I was getting a little chubbier because I had came out of 2 years of exercising for Darna. I couldn't exercise. My finger was broken, and I had gained weight, and people were seeing that, and then I went absent. So it's just sad that I couldn't defend myself like that. So I had to post the picture na nagpaabort ako. And for some reason, people still didn't believe it. And like for me, I was in a really good relationship that was accepted by many people. If I did get pregnant, why wouldn't I come forward with it? And I would never get an abortion because that's just not something I believe in personally. That's my personal belief, but I don't hold it against anyone else that does that.
Did you ever have a thing with James?
No. Why did I feel nervous though? I get so nervous about questions like that. Because people already assume the worst about me because I haven't been posting anything about Ken. I'm staying away from the love team thing. It's hard because everything that I try to do now as a solo artist isn't being taken seriously or like isn't being respected, and it's seen as something negative. They think I'm like some type of wild child now just because I'm not in a love team or I'm not seen around the same man constantly, when that isn't actually normal, to be honest. Love teams is a phenomenon only created in the Philippines, only existing in the Philippines. But me and James, no, we never had a thing. I really want to focus on my career right now, and I think it's like go time. I just want to work.